New York filmmaker Dylan Mars Greenberg debuted their newest film, Spirit Riser, back in March at the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens.
Cindy, they're coming! Run!
Since then, the director has gotten incredible feedback on the fantasy horror comedy, and Greenberg and the team are now promoting the upcoming screening at Nighthawk Cinema on September 17th, as well as pre-orders for the Blu-ray, which officially releases on September 27th. Dylan Mars Greenberg and actress Amanda Flowers join me now in the studio. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
So, Dylan, start off, tell me about putting this film together. This is a self-funded, mostly, film you've been working on for 6 years.
Yeah, it, for the most part was my money. Some of it came from other folks, such as True Groove Records, who put some money into the film, but ultimately it was a very, very small budget film, by Hollywood standards, basically non-existent budget. But yeah, it was really incredible, and ultimately it was a matter of a lot of really, really great artists coming together and just making this as a team for the love of it.
Amanda, Dylan and you were neighbors on Staten Island. You've been working together on and off for a decade. What is that creative process like?
I mean, it's crazy. Like we ended up just being neighbors, right?
Yeah.
Dylan comes to me with a camera and she's like, "Oh, why don't you do a cameo in my film?" And next thing I know, I'm like acting in all these movies after all this time. It's really kind of like a holistic approach to filmmaking, I guess. We always have a lot of different artists coming together to make something, and it's a pretty amazing process.
Dylan, you grew up in the city. You've been, behind a camera since you were a little kid. And there is a real retro feel and also a love for New York that really comes through.
Yeah, I definitely love films that are shot on location in New York. Big fan of the work of Larry Cohen, who is a genre filmmaker who made a lot of films shot on location in New York. No Toronto or New Mexico subbing for New York City. It's the real deal. And I love, really capturing the grittiness and the history of it. Both my dad and my aunt are really big enthusiasts of New York City history, and I think I grew up around that. My dad has a tattoo of the 7 train in the World's Fair. He's a Queens guy, and my aunt is a New York City historian.
And so I think some people will be surprised to know that Blu-ray collecting is a big deal in some genres. I certainly was.
Yeah, so what's amazing is that Vinegar Syndrome, an art label, which is the distributor that's putting out Spirit Riser on physical media, makes these really amazing, very boutique experiences for genre film fans. And they put together these really, really beautiful Blu-ray editions of films. And fans of horror and fans of genre film really love to have the actual physical media and often build massive physical media libraries.
And lastly, quickly from each of you, there's also a feel of almost like an 80s music video vibe here. What was that like for you, being part of it that way, the musicality?
I mean, we both really like movies like Monster Club and like these traditional horror films that would kind of cut to music videos and stuff. We both have a great appreciation of especially New York history with music and artists and everything. So it's just kind of what we like, I guess. So it just ends up happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching a pop-up video on MTV, VH1 Classic. I saw Take On Me on TV for the first time, and I think that was just a huge influence on my work. And I direct music videos for a living now, so it's definitely, music videos are a part of my art in kind of every way.
Yeah, well, I hope everyone sees this, and they will definitely make that connection. Amanda and Dylan, thanks so much for being with us, and congratulations on this latest project.
Can't thank you enough, Stephanie.
Thank you so
much
much
for having us.